What's up, guys? This is Brent with Western Equipment. Now let's go right on in and jump into the monitors that we are going to have on our new P-Series skid steers as of 2024. So in 2024, there has been a model redesign in the P-Series, which is going to be our skid steers and compact track loaders. Now, what you're going to see and what we're hitting on today is going to be in the cab, which is going to have to deal mainly with the monitors that are going to be up on our left-hand corner post. We may have the small 2.5-inch display depending on what package we have, or we could have a larger 8-inch display, and usually this is going to be the package that we have whenever we have the surround view camera system. Now, if you don't know about that yet, that will be talked about in the walk around on the 335p machines, so make sure and check that out. Then our other monitor, if we are up in the 4 or 5 class, is going to look like this up in the right hand corner, and this is going to be the monitor that we are going to be focusing on today. This is going to be our main information monitor, where we can go in and adjust all of our settings and also talk briefly about a new feature which is called Attachment Manager. Used to, on these skid steers, whenever we were looking for information and going in and changing settings, we would go over to the left hand side and we would have a small display screen above our rear view camera. So on the 333G, it would look like this, and this is what our display would look like, and we would have just a few buttons to be able to scroll back and forth going to those different settings, not making it necessarily difficult, but not near as intuitive as what we have here in the new P-Series machines. So up here on our right hand display, some of the things that you're going to see on your home screen. Up in the top left, what you are going to see is you are going to have your time, your hours, your temperature for your hydraulic fluid, and your temperature for your coolant. Then the next thing that we're going to see is going to be our RPM gauge right here that we see at all times. We are going to be able to see those temperature gauges once again down here right below that. We're going to be able to see the amount of depth that we have in the machine and our fuel gauge right here. And then once we move over into the right hand section, this is where things get a little bit more interactive. So what's going to always be on your home page is, first off, is going to be slope indicate. Now, your machine may or may not have this feature. Most machines will. We are in a 333P, so we do have this. So this is telling us our slope here, sitting forward to backward and from side to side, and it gives you those amounts right there. We can go back to our home screen, and then over here on the right hand side, because I want to save Attachment Manager for last, over here on our right hand side is where we're going to be able to get into such things as our radio. So here, once we click into this is going to correspond with our radio that's actually up and to the left, that is going to have such things as our AM radio, FM, satellite radio, auxiliary, and our Bluetooth. So we can hook this up now, not only Bluetooth for our music, but we can also Bluetooth now with this radio to our phones. So if being able to call while you're in your machine, being able to get a hold of your operators, making that a lot easier on them, you now have the feature where they can Bluetooth their phone to that radio, where they can answer here in the cab, making that communication a whole lot easier. Now, next below that, what we're going to have is our notification center. So if we have anything coming up, if we have any software updates, they are going to show up here. If we have any trouble codes, like we're showing one here active right now, right hand joystick, all of these are going to just be things that you can go through. These are going to be diagnostic trouble codes. We don't actually have anything wrong with our right hand joystick or left hand joystick that's saying active, inactive. You have all of your trouble codes that you can get to right here from Notification Center. Now, this display is going to have all types of settings in it. So anything else settings-wise that you need to get to are going to be in your 3 little bars right down here. Once we go here, we can see that we have machine settings, and these are going to consist of your courtesy lights, your idle adjustments, tracking adjustments, and your machine fan. Once we go back out of that, we have calibrations. So there are going to be different calibrations that we may need to do on this machine. Hydrostats, loader angle, hydraulic loader calibration, all of these different things that can be done from right here in the screen. Then we're going to have that slope indicate. This again is one of those features that we had there on the home screen, but you can also get to it from our 3 settings bar. Then we are going to have job timer. This is going to be nice if you are wanting to have your operators or yourself track the amount of time it takes you to do a job. You are going to have timers 1, 2, and 3 that you can choose from here. You're also going to have your diagnostics. Now, like I showed before, this is going to show up also on your notifications if you have any diagnostic trouble codes that are coming up. But if you need to get into those and check those out, we can also do that right here. We can check out our trouble codes, system diagnostics. We can go into communications. So if your machine is set up with JD Link and you have communication troubles, you are going to be able to go into that. And also your controllers on the machine. Then if we go back, you're also going to have your security right here. So these machines are made to be set up with a security code to get into the machine. That way somebody cannot get in your machine and operate it without a security code. This is something that you need to make sure and talk to your dealer about. Get that set up, but you are going to be able to log in and do those things from your machine here. You're going to have your software manager, your exhaust filter. This is going to tell you where your soot level's at, be able to turn on your auto cleaning. If you happen to have an issue where you need to do a part cleaning on your exhaust filter, this is where you're going to go to do it. Then you're also going to have your about. This is just going to give you information about your machine. And then last but not least, attachment manager. So this is a really cool feature that I think is an awesome piece of technology that John Deere has put into these machines. So if we go into attachment manager, one thing that's nice is you can actually go in and you can set up all types of attachments for this machine. So what I mean is you can have a list of all the attachments that you have, be able to put them in, set up the flow settings for those machines, set up what your joysticks are actually going to do. So for instance, I added in a power rake here for this machine. So if I click on this power rake, it's going to tell me what I have set for the flow rates for my joystick. So whenever I send flow in or bring flow back out, that is going to tell me what I have those set at. It also tells me what I have my creep at, but if I want to edit those, I can go up and edit it. I can edit the name of the attachment. It can show right here what exactly it is, John Deere PR60. Right here is where I can adjust my rates. I can look here at my joystick layout. So from John Deere, whenever I have this machine hooked up and I have the hydraulics and the electronics hooked up, it is telling me exactly what each one of my joystick buttons and rocker switches is going to do with this certain attachment. So this is very, very handy because as we all know, if we've ever ran one of these machines, you get a new attachment, you plug it in, sometimes that attachment is not wired how you would think it would be for your joysticks. Well, this is telling you from John Deere right here, giving you that information for that specific attachment, exactly how it's going to be set up. All the different settings here that we need to set up if we need to for that attachment are also going to be in here, and it is super easy to go in and add new attachments. So if we wanted to add another attachment right here, we can hit that plus. We can go in and look through all these different things: brooms, bucket loader, cold planer, forks, grapples, hammers, power rakes, roller levels, rotary cutters, rotary tillers. All of these different things are going to be in here, and if we wanted to add that, we could grab that, hit that grapple, pick that it's a rock grapple, pick which model it is, name it. We're just going to name it G for grapple. And then right there, it's going to give us our flow and our standard direction for our auxiliary 1. If we wanted to change those settings, once again, we could go in here. We could also look here at our joystick layout, what we're going to need to use. And the only thing that we're going to need to use right here is our open and close on our rocker switch on our right hand. And then we have our auxiliary set over here on the left hand side, which basically is going to turn that auxiliary on, make sure that it's ready to go. So very, very easy. And then if we want to get rid of these, we can also go into our attachments, go in here to that attachment, go to the settings, scroll all the way down. That is duplicate. We don't want to do that. We want to delete. hit OK. We wanted to delete our power rake off of here because we got rid of this or we're no longer using this attachment. We can go in here and do the same thing. We can delete. Okay. Or like you saw there, we could also go in and duplicate that attachment, name it rake 1, rake 2, and have 2 different sets of settings for that power rake. So very, very nice software that we have here. Or another thing that you can do is you can go in and just add a general attachment. So if you know for sure what attachment you're adding on here, add it onto the front of the machine, be able to set up what you want for your gallons per minute and how you want your joystick set up. You can do that as well. So you do not only have to use Deere attachments with this attachment manager. You can do a non-Deere product, set it up on your own, make sure that your switches and buttons on your joysticks are where you want them, name it what you want, and you're good to go. Now, other than what you can do as far as touching on the screen, what you're also going to see is if you have any type of indicator lights, they are going to be on this screen. So for instance, if I were to go over here to my left-hand joystick and want to push on the trigger here and change that into from low speed up to high speed, now we would see our rabbit. Once I were to click that again, now we go back into slow speed. If I wanted to use my creep function on this machine, once I hit that plus, we are going to see our snail with that percentage. And then we're also going to be able to change that percentage from right here on the joystick, but we will see it up there in the right hand corner. Now, some other things that we may see up there in the right hand corner is if I go ahead and I were to lock my hydraulics, we are going to see that hydraulic lock. If I were to turn on high flow hydraulics, we are going to see high flow hydraulics. If I were to turn on my seat fan or turn it down, we are going to get notifications for it. If I'm going to change the sensitivity of my joysticks, we are going to see that changed right there up on the screen. It's going to let us know. So all of the information that you would normally have seen in your left hand display is now going to be over on your right hand display on a big bright touchscreen monitor. So just know that whenever you're getting into one of these new P-Series machines, a lot of things have changed, a lot of the technology has been upgraded, and this is one of the nice features about this machine. So just so you have an idea of where to go, how to change your settings, how to get into those different features and functions, this is how you do it. So guys, I hope this video helped you out, and I hope that you liked this video. If you did, we just ask that you would hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also guys, if you are looking for more videos like this or just more videos over John Deere equipment in general, make sure to go and check out the rest of the channel. And as always guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Hey guys, make sure to check out this cool video and this one. Buy your parts right up here and subscribe right here.